GTII getting the upside that we were looking for from our previous sessions. Let's go ahead and validate what could be happening for the following sessions. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with the GTII technicals, raw price action, and statistical thread of analysis on this Taco Tuesday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, so we are looking at the ascending channel that we've been riding for quite some time, and you can see that it is on the 12-hour chart, right? So the reason why I have it on the 12-hour chart is because this is where the channel is being traded, okay? So as you can see here, we have the support touch from this candle down here. We also had the support touch from this candle down here, which is why I had the secondary area of support in the event to where we do come back and test it and then continue on to the upside, right? Which we've naturally seen. So everything is looking still pretty good, okay? So I wanted to I just wanted to note, have you know this, okay? But please go ahead and notice this, that we have officially came back down and validated it with an entire day. In fact, about 3 days now of validation of support before a continuation onto that upside, right? So this is essentially that floor that we've been talking about. We may have found it, and then the upside is continuing, right? So, as well as the it's rhyming with the statistical side of the analysis as well, right? So first of all, we did have that 5-day volatility versus momentum backtest, which was about 7 years of backtest, and that came out to about 9 total iterations, of which 8 were correctly guessed to the upside. And that usually happens when we're contracting from critical expansion, right? So to the downside is contraction. And the way that we were able to guess the upside was to pair it with stochastic momentum. So now the momentum oscillator is suggesting that upside. Yesterday, we touched on the fact that we were getting very close to the to the bullish control zone. And you can see that we're right in the gravitational zone of that right now. Okay, so very likely this can actually pull us to the upside and continue on. Okay, so now the 5-day iteration that we're looking at right now, very nice candle structure. Okay, and we're closing it in about 17 hours and 43 minutes. Okay, so this is going to be a very critical closure. We definitely want to make sure that we can close this candle, the price action, above the closing of this one here, which is about $1.90. Okay, or $1.89. Okay, so we want to close above 189 in order for us to validate a continuation to the upside. So we still have the upside pivots here, right? So now if we do continue with an upside pivot upon the closure of the 5-day candle and continue contracting, that would essentially, kind of yet again validate the continuation to the upside for a 183.05% move to the upside, which already has been fired, right? So now the completion of that 183% move to the upside is the area of about $3.64, okay? So to just about here. Okay, so that would be the 5-day backtest. Okay, so now if we refer to the oh man, I actually don't have the 3-day up right now, but it's entirely okay, as I wanted to show you one more potential, and this is a very huge opportunity. Okay, please notice here that the weekly time frame is now jumping in. We've been talking about this one for a few days now. Okay, we're jumping in to the bullish control zone on the weekly time frame, okay? And this is already going to be closing in about 2 days and 18 hours. I get it. It's an eternity away, but still, that opportunity is very well in its present. Okay, so if we are able to close this candle above $1.89, we're at about 206 on the weekly time frame. That would be incredibly bullish, and this would signal a potential continuation to the upside in a pretty impulsive manner. Okay, so that would be ideal for us. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the RSI. Okay, so 30-minute immediate short-term time frame, still a little bullish. We have a little consolidation happening. 4-hour time frame is still suggesting consolidation as well. But as we start to jump in to the larger time frames, this is where you can see that the bullish action has already been met. So 8-hour time frame. Now jumping into the bull strength percentile, we made a cross above the 14-day simple, which is absolutely important, and still suggesting that upside. Notice the daily time frame right here crossing into the bullish control zone as well, and using that 14-day simple moving average, just like we said a couple days ago, as that support. The 14-day simple still has that upside pivot and definitely suggesting a continuation onwards and upwards, right? So now the 3-day time frame has officially, just like we talked about yesterday, right? We were talking about a potential touch down to the 14-day simple and a corrective move to the upside. We definitely got that, and now the upside continuation has begun. And definitely notice that the 5-day iteration also found that support from the 14 and now suggesting a continuation to the upside. Okay, so if you are getting a short, if you're seeking a short answer from me, yes, I definitely expect an upside continuation here for GTII. And if we are able to look at some short-term targets, then yes, we can do that, right? So let's go ahead and just do that now. So we're going to take the overall swing high to swing low of the previous day's price action, okay, to understand where we could be in our coming future. First of all, I do have this resistance range here from a previous time frame, and notice how deadlocked it is with the 215 level at the 2.618. Okay, very likely we can touch this tomorrow. Okay, so the reason why we can come up to this area here is precisely because of the golden mean. All right, so now if you're curious as to why we're finding resistance and not moving up from this area today, well, go ahead and take a quick little focus back here, as there is a gap. Okay, so this tiny gap is essentially the reason why we're facing the resistance that we are right now. Okay, so if there is a type of pullback, then we may be able to see that pullback within the immediate short-term time frame, and that would essentially be the consolidation that we're looking at here. Okay, so for example, the 30-minute can definitely come back to the 14-day simple moving average and continue on to the upside, which would then give us the indication of retracing back to the 1.618 at $1.98 before a continuation to the upside, eventually succeeding the 2.272 and then touching the $2.15 level. And it's a high potential that it can happen tomorrow. Okay, but if we are facing an upside continuation further than what this is, because it looks like it looks like the psychology behind this is definitely getting behind it, and the people who are in the negative here they seem bullish right now, right? So we definitely have a few other targets to take into account, and that would be particular to these candles here, the opening of both of these and the 3.618 to the right of my cursor, right, all the way to the right hand side, pink writing 3.618 233. So we can make now a range of resistance for us to be able to take into account, right? So just like this, we can actually see. I'm saying that this would be the scenario in which we face a pretty impulsive move to the upside, right? So remember, again, you guys, tomorrow's going to be a little bit of a dangerous day because of the rate hike, right? So let's see. So the Fed meeting would be essentially tomorrow, right? So we're getting that potential rate hike or not. We don't know what it's going to be. Don't try to guess what it's going to be. Don't fight the Fed. Right, you guys? And most importantly, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets whatsoever, okay? I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be just fine. Okay, you guys? So, yes, I'm definitely looking at, these targets here with a good amount of psychology behind it. If the psychological component applies to this, then yes, we can see a touch even into this area here. So with natural price action, I'm talking about without any FOMO and nothing like that, then I can definitely see a potential touch into this range here, 215 to about 218, right? And it's a pretty strong resistance there as well. Okay, so without just playing by the technicals here, just playing by the traditional rules, and this is playing with FOMO and psychology, okay, you guys? So refer to the links in the description below if you would like to join the ARCa Bulls trading community or follow me on Twitter. Okay, you guys, but with that said, I wish you well, a very good night, and I will catch you at the bell. Mañana. Adios.